Well, we're bathed in late afternoon sunlight here at the Oaklands Junction complex, and I'm joined by two gentlemen who are involved in sunlight of a different variety. One a very happy man because he can't stop selling horses for lots and lots of money. One less so because he's struggling to find a horse for very little money.
Correct.
Welcome aboard, Tony, Antony. First of all, Antony, I'll start with you. This is an exciting year for you, not only because the horses are selling like hotcakes, but this is a year of firsts for Widden at Oaklands.
Yeah, it's like any bookmaker, break even. Just sort of break even on the day, sort of sales. Now,
What a big smile for someone who just broke even. There's something in that beer.
You win some, you lose some. It is the tide's a bit in the vendor's favour at the moment, but we know that turns quickly, so we'll enjoy it while we can. It's been 12 months of operation of the Widden Victoria, so that's been an exciting 12 months. Brought together a really nice draft of horses here. We're serious about the Victorian operation, and you see that in the stallions we stand and the horses were presented.
Well, what's really interesting is the draft has a slightly different complexion to the usual Widden draft. You see, not many Fiorentes have gone through Widden drafts of the past, and those slightly different yearlings, complemented by a raft of really expensive Zoo Stars, really show what the new Widden Victoria is going to be like moving forward. Is that a fair characterisation?
Yeah, it's a bit of transition. We do have a good cross section of Hunter Valley stallions and our home horses, the Zoo Stars, showcasing our two first season sires. We brought down some lovely trapeze artists and obviously written by, raced down here and very well known down here, and they've been well received. Add to that, the local stallions, as you say, and our new local boys, the Star Witness Nakoni. Magnus has had another very good sale. He's a great sire here. So we've got some new favourite sires who are very well established and been around a good time, and having sort of picked them up as a part of the expansion into Victoria, it's been really enjoyable getting to know the stallions and getting to know their progeny.
And Zoo Star obviously being the big bopper for Widden, and this bloke's kind of to blame for this batch of yearlings, because these were the yearlings that were conceived after sunlight burst onto the scene. Are you kind of kicking yourself a little bit as you miss out on Zoo Star after Zoo Star after Zoo Star?
No, well, Antony's factored me into the price of them, that I get a little kicker out of them all, I think. I think that's what he said. I'm not quite sure.
I'd get that in writing if I were you. All of a sudden he's choking.
There's bones in it.
Zoo Star, like, he's just a great stallion, and I'll get my hands on as many of them as I can, and I just wanted to say to Antony how great it is for Victoria that he's actually made the transition down here. It's brilliant to have Widden in Victoria, and they do a great job, and it's I'll be supporting them.
Oh, good on you. I mean, in
Cheers,
a way,
mate. Thanks. It's good.
This is, I love him. I love him. Wasn't like this before the cameras rolled, I can assure you.
I've got a few empty boxes.
Antony's gone to a two-state operation. Just recently news that you're going to be becoming a one-state operation. How are you feeling? I mean, a lot of memories out of what is now called Kidalton Park, but you're looking forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to look forward. Things change, and 44 years on that farm, Gus. It's a long time, a lot of memories, and but look, it's the best business decision for my business. But from my heart, it's a heavy heart to be leaving the Barossa Valley and the history of that farm. But things change and things move on, and like you say, I've always had 1, 2 or 3 stables or 4 stables at one stage trying to manage.
Wow.
And it's bloody hard work travelling and doing all that, and to be under the one roof right beside my son, Calvin, I'm really looking forward to the next chapter. It's going to be very exciting.
Absolutely, and that downsizing takes away a couple of HR and admin headaches that Buggerlugs over here is probably starting to find piling up.
Yeah, well, downsizing, I think with the amount of horses Antony's going to send to me, probably won't be downsizing with all those horses coming.
You may have to move back in.
I might have to take Jo on to run the operation by the sound of it. She's run 4 stables across 4 states.
Let's talk about this sale, because this is Victoria's sale, obviously, and it's very unique. People make a big deal about the Magic Millions being a really uniquely Gold Coast experience. Tony, the Oakland Junction Melbourne Premier Sale is a uniquely Melbourne experience in a way, isn't it?
Absolutely it is, and it's gets great support, and they can throw out a very good horse from here, and I think it's only getting stronger. And you just see, like all the sales up again today, and there's some beautiful horses here, and that will hold their own all around. And I just recently won the Millennium with the filly that I bought out of this sale.
Yes.
So good quality horses, and they'll do well on the track.
And that's actually a very good point. Why won't the vendors drop their reserves for you, given that you win sales races for fun?
Yeah, well, you think they should, and as you know, after this show today, I think they will for me. The reserves will be whatever I want to offer.
You don't look convinced. No, that's not how it works. I tell you what, there was a few people here yesterday, and we're lucky they've only got 3 Coronas left after yesterday. But you'd be flat out seeing as many people having as much fun on a sale ground anywhere in the world. It was an electric day, and
was wild, wasn't it?
Each sale has their own feel. And the Magic Millions obviously has a big vibe as the first sale of the year. But yesterday was a phenomenal day, just the excitement. And the Inglis team have done a good job. The complex has really come of age, and I thought the job everyone did yesterday to put on a great day and a great sale was pretty exciting.
And is this sale, to your eye at this stage, I'll start with you, Tony, is this about par in how buoyant it's been at the Millions and the Classic and even over in Perth and that sort of thing, or are we starting to see people run out of steam? Where do you see it at?
Look, this sale, it's up.
Yeah.
It's up, but it's a little bit milder, this sale, but the right horse will bring the Gold Coast money here.
Okay.
Because everyone's looking for that style of horse. So there's been a few flat spots in this sale, but they were just the horses, they just weren't quite good enough.
Yeah.
But the good horses are bringing good money here, and they're bloody hard to buy.
We're not quite through day 2, but leading vendor on day 1, and you're travelling pretty well today. And I think if you plotted, to your point, Tony, if you plotted the prices on sort of a bell curve, the middle of the bell would be quite enormous. There seems to, I think I saw there were 42 horses that made more than 200,000 yesterday. Last year that was 24. So that middle is uber competitive.
Correct.
But we haven't yet seen the highest of highs. Are you finding that, I mean, obviously you're the type of person that sets a realistic reserve, but are you finding that they're reaching the reserves fairly comfortably?
Yeah, it's like any sale. You'll get a few horses that they'll punch on and sell well above, and a few that fall below, and you've got to sell them down in the alley privately. But that's your job, you know. Yeah. If you're not doing that, you know, you're not really trying, and you don't really know what you're doing. So yeah, you know the value of the horse. You put the value on it. The buyers, they'll put their value on them. Who knows who's right and who's wrong, but sometimes I'll make a bit more, sometimes I'll make a bit less, and we'll sell a few privately. But that's the auction, and it's no different here to any other sale. It's been healthy all year, and you know, I think if you're not selling your horses at the moment, you're going to struggle when the market turns and things tighten up, because it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's very strong.
Speaking of down an alley, I've just seen somebody's come from down an alley, and he's looking a bit punchy actually. It's Terry Kennedy, one of my former colleagues.
TK.
Come and join us, mate. Come and stand next to
jump in here.
Stand next to Tony. You're in the halo.
Good to see you, buddy.
Ant, thank you.
Than's mate. You just bought a horse.
These two. How many? Have
gone.
Did you count them? Did you count them when you came back? TK, you in your capacity working with the racing league have just got involved with a Widden horse. Could you tell which one it was when you got out here?
Cracking film. Precocious, you know, beautiful walker, lovely eye.
Can we get a cliche bell? Just clang, clang, clang.
The great thing
You've
is,
just bought one?
yes.
I know a bloke that
Thank you very much, Tony, for that.
looking for a trainer.
I think I've got the number.
That's got the right address too.
Yeah. Look, in all seriousness, one of the great, Mick Malone, who is head of Bloodstock for the Racing League. One of the great pieces of criteria is you buy off quality farms. You know, we bought 12 yearlings last season. That's our second one this season, and one of those huge parts of the quality analysis is buying off quality farms. And I think when you think of quality farms, I know we're sitting there, but you think of Widden, and it's such a huge.
Just because I gave you the beer, TK. It's
one beer, half a beer.
I was going to say,
but you know, it's part of. You got to have criteria.
Yeah.
You know, I think Tony, you know, will testify to that, and that's part of our criteria. And I think it will stand you in good stead in the end.
When I saw you earlier today, you were swaying. You'd been struggling so hard to find a horse that met the criteria that you could afford.
Yeah.
And now that you have, is there a little bit of pressure off? Are there still some on the list?
Yeah, there are some still on the list, and I think with the health and well-being of the market, the yearling market that you guys have been chatting about, I think you've got to be looking for those horses that may just fall through the cracks for some particular reason. And Tony's an expert at doing it, and horses do fall. The obvious ones stand out to everyone.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty. Everyone's on them.
Yeah.
And I think it's a matter of just being patient. I know that's a word that gets overused in racing, but it's the only thing that's free. And waiting for that horse that you can sort of pounce upon. You think, well, that was on the list and meets that criteria, and we can afford it. And maybe it has fallen through the cracks. Yeah. And that, I guess, that's the history of this sale in a little bit, isn't it? Yeah. Where some really good horses come out of this sale.
Good value.
Yeah, good value.
And projecting forward, obviously Oaklands will be done pretty soon. We'll be back up to Sydney for the Big Daddy, the Easter sale. Antony, how are the drafts? Oh, did you need to go? You need to go. Easter. Bit rich for your blood.
Oh, you'll be there.
I've got another one to buy, all right? Don't forget TRL.net. $200 and $20 a month.
Thanks, TK. Thanks, TK. Oh, glad he's gone. Okay. Now let's talk Easter. You've got some pretty big first season side power to go with your older boys. What's the strategy moving forward? What sort of horses have you held for Easter? What are we looking at?
Yeah, obviously the sort of Zoo Star, as you alluded to earlier, off the back of Sunlight. So really good couple of Zoo Stars. The Solar Charged, full brother to Sunlight. Right. She's So High's first foal Zoo Star. The Bonnie O'Reilly Zoo Star colt's very good. I've got a Zoo Star filly out of Comprende. She's a queen. So I'm going to really roll out some lovely line of Zoo Stars there. Some really serious stuff. But mixed in with that, first season star Trapeze Artist. He's had fantastic sales all year. I think from the moment the buyers saw them at the Magic Millions right through, they've loved what they've seen, and they'll keep coming. As written by, again, another first season side Blue Diamond winner who's been well received. Across the boards, and some other stallions. The Easter sires are the proper size, and you've got to have a good representation across the board.
I looked into your eyes then, and they were rolling like roulette wheels.
Yes,
where they were going to land. What's your approach? Do you differ it for a sale like this compared to Easter?
It is a little bit different. I mean, a lot of the other sales to me are type. You buy type more than pedigree.
Okay.
Whereas Easter, you get the proper pedigrees, and that I think is where you get your value, because whilst you're spending solid money to buy them, you've got something to back it up.
Yeah.
A lot of the horses in this sale, if you actually go deep enough into their pedigree, they've got to make it themselves.
Yes.
Whereas Easter, the pedigrees are there, and if Antony, like he says, if he's bringing these big thumping Zoo Stars there that have got the type as well, there's some really good buying to be done in Sydney and at Easter, and you can find value there.
Does that mean more work for you if you're looking at a different sort of benchmark?
I think it's a bit easier.
Okay.
I reckon it's a bit easier because you can trust the page.
Yeah.
The page is there. Here you've got to shop around and do a lot more work in these sales, in my view. And I've got a group of people that have been waiting all year to buy at Easter. They are Easter buyers.
Right, so they wouldn't be here.
They're not here. They're not interested in buying at this sale. They want to buy at Easter because it is the number one sale with the pages for some backup.
Yeah.
If the horse can't run, a lot of them can't.
Yes.
You've got something to back you up.
And I suppose as a farm you have to put that little bit of extra polish in to stand out from the crowd as well, because you walk into an Easter sale and every horse is turned out to within an inch of its life. It's like looking at a Group 1 field versus an Armidale maiden.
If Sales hat on, he's very good at polishing. Very good.
I would like to distance myself from Tony McEvoy's comments.
Let's just say there's no room for error there. The horses and the whole team have to get it right. And the guys at Easter, the professional farms, you're competing with those guys. the value of the mares alone, these yearlings are out of, add to that
Yes.
the value of the service fees, what goes into that catalogue, if you tally it up before you start, there's enormous investment in that green book, and when you turn up there, there's been a lot more investment in those horses every day of their life and getting them right. So,
And there's so much more than just buying a racehorse at Easter. You're looking at it with a view to what residual value there is and everything, which maybe isn't the case here, to your point about pedigree.
Correct.
yeah, so the big stallion syndicates are playing. Then now there's mare syndicates and people partnering up. It's you're there for a fairly long time, for a week, and there's only 450 horses. So those horses are really combed over, and the budgets and the plans are brought together. So there's a lot behind the scenes happens building up, and as you don't get any more time in the ring there than any other sale. So there's a lot of pressure when you go in there, and things happen pretty quick in that sale ring.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this has been fascinating, boys. I really appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Gus.
Some real insight into your personalities, actually, and a couple of character defects, potentially. I'm not 100% sure.
Did I mention my empty boxes? Yeah, I did. Okay.
Go to the website. Go to our website, tdnauznz.com.au, for all of the sales news, all of the great stories by our team of riders, and an actual pedigree insight in the race results as well. They do a wonderful job, the TDN team. So I thought it was only fair that we did a little bit of self-promotion at the end. We'll see these guys at Easter. We'll see you at Easter for more Yarns with Gus. Cheers again, boys.
Cheers, Gus.